It is a 47-yard try by Scott Norwood to try to win the game for Buffalo. There's a snap. There's a kick. It is up. It is no good.
Shot, crashing down. Rebound, score. Mike McDonald. He gives it to Wycheck. Wycheck. That looked like a forward pass. Taken by Dyson. Dyson down the sideline. Dyson's going to go all the way. And there is no play.
A Buffalo curse. Buffalo fans often joke about the idea, often a subject of lighthearted conversation. A theory skeptics scoff at, but a hypothesis some long-suffering Buffalo sports fans consider very possible, if not likely. There is no formula or algorithm to determine if a real curse exists, but as far as I'm concerned, there's no doubt. With all that has happened over the past 5+ decades when it comes to Buffalo sports, I think a Buffalo curse is very real. From 4 Super Bowl losses in a row to 2 Stanley Cup bid failures, wide right, forward lateral, no goal, 13 seconds, even all those improbable losses on Monday Night Football in front of a prime-time audience makes it very clear a Buffalo curse is real. You could also throw in other events, including losing the Buffalo Braves in the NBA to LA, the failure in the 90s to land a Major League Baseball team. I'm not really a baseball fan, but I'm sure many Buffalonians were disappointed. The incredibly sad and embarrassing fall from grace of one-time Buffalo hometown hero O.J. Simpson. And who can forget the year the Buffalo Sabres were locked and loaded to win the Stanley Cup in 2006, when, in a period of about 3 weeks, they lost 6 starters to freak injuries, including their top offensive scoring threat to a concussion, and 5 top defensemen, 1 to a broken arm, 1 to a shoulder injury, 1 to a broken ankle, 1 to a groin injury, and to top it all off, the loss of defensive leader Jay McKee the day of Game 7 against the Carolina Hurricanes to what? A staph infection in his leg.
Spun one around behind the hedge. Tried to center, he scores! Jochen Hayes, a bank shot with 3.3 seconds to go.
The Sabres led that game 2-1 going into the third period, but eventually fell short 4-2 with most of Carolina's goals scored on weird bounces.
Back there to Commodore and watch it hit the Buffalo player Mayer and going behind.
What is up, Bills Mafia? We have 128 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57. In
this past Bills season, I boldly declared we were going to win the Super Bowl and was gleefully counting down the days. We were that good, and I knew it. You knew it. It was going to happen. The first 2 games of the season showed we were all right. The Buffalo Bills easily had the best team in the NFL.
He has some pressure, throws, he's intercepted. Matt Milano, pick 6, Buffalo.
Then it started to happen. We lost starting safety Micah Hyde to injury. Other injuries started to pile up, mostly on the defense. Then Josh Allen got hurt. But listen, injuries are part of the game, and the Bills were still winning.
To the end zone. Oh,
That's a touchdown to Diggs.
wow.
Then star free agent pickup Von Miller was lost for the season on Thanksgiving Day. Torn ACL, the same day we lost star cornerback Trey White the year before on Thanksgiving. Torn ACL, which many can argue Trey White's injury was the difference between 13 seconds and winning a Super Bowl. Then there were deadly blizzards. A game was moved out of Buffalo, but I kept the faith. Then, in what was the biggest game of the year, it happened. Monday night, on the road against the Bengals, a win would virtually lock the number 1 seed in for the playoffs for the Bills. Many would argue the Bills weren't going to beat the Bengals that night, but we'll never know for sure because...
And it's tough to get our cameras in there. Maybe that's for the best, but they have him on a backboard, I am told, and now on a stretcher.
A Buffalo Bills player had a heart attack on the field and almost died. Has any other team in the history of the NFL, or even sports in general, had a player almost die of a heart attack on national TV in the biggest game of the season? The game was canceled, and as a result, the Bills didn't get the number 1 seed. Who knows what could have been? The most important thing, of course, is the news that Damar Hamlin is doing great. I'm not a complete idiot. very, very, very happy about.
This is storybook. An opening kickoff return for Damar Hamlin. And this
Bills
place-
bowed out of the playoffs, losing to the same Bengals at home as a weird snow event moved through Buffalo at kickoff. With the irony of ironies, the weather, many would say, hindered the Bills while helping the Bengals. Oh, and the Bills were without a top defensive lineman that day because of injury. The Bills, with their lowest point total of the season that day, after scoring 30-plus points consistently all season long.
Shakir.
So what is the point of this video, Steve? Well, it's simple. I finally have come to terms with the fact that Buffalo, when it comes to their sports teams, we're cursed. Period. That's all there is to it. After last season, what happened at the very end in that Bengals game just makes it crystal clear. We are cursed. So, going into the 2023-2024 season, I have no expectations. Instead, you know what? I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy the games. I'm going to look forward to seeing my team hit the field and play, and we're all going to have some great times, and there's going to be some great moments. But in the end, you and I know it's all going to come crashing down. And you know what? That's okay. We're going to enjoy doing it together. So subscribe if you want to. The more subscribers, the merrier. Because you know what they say, misery loves company.